As a human being, you are not static. You're always changing. Your opinions will change. Your physique will change. Your friends will change. Your lovers will change. The place you live in will change. The car you drive will change. Change is not only important, it's necessary. And in life, you're either changing for the better or changing for the worse. And it's up to you to decide which direction you go. And sometimes the version that you are right now won't take you to where you need to go. You need to become someone else. Where you are right now in life is a result of the decisions or lack of decisions you've made in the past. If you've been operating this way for 3 years and your life hasn't really changed much, well, then you need to sit down and audit what the hell you're doing wrong. And make some changes, some new decisions. I've said it before, decide rhymes with suicide, right? Something dies when you make a decision. And what dies is the excuses. When you firmly make a decision, when you say, going forward, I will no longer operate in this way. Because this way hasn't yielded any results for me. It hasn't, and I'm fed up of it. And I must become someone different. I must. Maybe you've been complicit in terms of acquiring the knowledge and the information. You've been too laid back, too casual. Well, now's the time to pick up the books and start reading. There comes a point where you have to force yourself. Otherwise, what's the alternative? If you don't confront the difficult tasks head on, the alternative is you will stay where you are. And if anything, you will go backwards, because I believe in life you're either getting better or getting worse. And when you do not make a decision to propel your life forward, you are making a decision to go against yourself. You become your enemy in that situation. If I decide not to go to the gym, if I decide not to eat a healthy diet, I am my biggest hater. I am standing in my own way, and I'm preventing myself from moving forward and getting better. That is a decision against my future. And I do not want to stand in my own way. I want to be my biggest ally, not my biggest enemy. And so the decisions that I make today, as difficult as some of them are to propel me forward, are done in such a way so that in 10 years, I do not look back with regret. Because time moves insanely fast. It really does. It really does. And you don't want to have that what-if conversation. Because you don't have to have that at 80. I know some people imagine someone laying on their deathbed thinking, oh, what a crap life I've had. First of all, you don't know when you're going to go. What makes you think you'll live to 80 and be laying down in bed and be able to have the luxury of thinking about how your life has gone? And no, some of us might be gone in 10 years, 20 years. And I hate to be grim, but I'm saying this so that I create some urgency. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? Okay, you don't want to be the 39-year-old you. I'm turning 29 very soon, right, next month. So I don't want to be 39 and full of regret. Man, that would eat me alive. That really would. Which is why now I tell myself, what do I need to learn to get to the next level? Who do I need to meet? What course do I need to buy? What books do I need to read? I'm in the business of propelling me forward, of making Ali Ben-Hariz the best possible version of himself. And so look, you might be at a point in your life right now where you don't feel like you're progressing. At that point, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to look in the mirror and say, right, I've got to become a completely different animal. I have to, because this ain't good enough. And you've got another version of you inside. We all do. We all have another version inside of us who's capable of so much more. You might think you're working hard right now, but believe me, you're not working anywhere near as hard as you can. Nowhere near. And you have the ability to. And if you have the ability to, if there's still some more room right there, then hey, you have to. You have to give absolutely everything that you've got. You don't want to have the conversation of, oh man, I knew I could have done, but for some reason because there's no good enough excuse. There isn't. Reasons or results, baby. Either you've progressed and you've won, or you're clinging onto a fancy reason as to why you're not where you want to be. And no reason really is good enough, especially when you know the truth. I mean, you can disguise it as nicely as you want to, but deep down inside, you know the truth. When it's just you in your bedroom looking in the mirror, you know that you've been messing around, mucking about with your success. So if you're at that point right now, you've got to be honest with yourself and you've got to say, right, enough's enough. I need to reinvent myself. I need to become a completely different person. And that's an act of self-love. When you make a decision to elevate your life, that's an act of self-love. That's someone who deeply cares about themselves. Because if you didn't deeply care about yourself, you'd carry on acting in the same way, neglecting yourself. And neglect chips away at your self-esteem. But when you make that decision to start to engage in the productive habits, well, then you boost your self-esteem. You start to respect yourself a lot more because you're doing the difficult tasks. You're not running away. And then a knock-off chain of events, will take place. Jim Rohn says, in 10 years, you will surely arrive. The question is where? And on that note, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like, comment, and let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.